Hello everybody, this is Pyra, and we got just another update today on the Final Fantasy XIV Lodestone, and I thought, hey, let's look at it together. So this Lodestone update is regarding the Dawntrail official benchmark. So if you've been on socials as of recently and you're already up to date with a lot of the Dawntrail happenings, you will notice that a lot of people kind of stir up some inconveniences, if you will, some information about the Dawntrail benchmark. There were a lot of mixed reviews, some really loving how the benchmark looked, and others really feeling disappointed in one way or another. I would say almost the majority of people kind of had some disappointments, as was to be expected, in my opinion, with the graphical update and merging that with the benchmark as we know it. And so they came out with an official statement. I know we did hear maybe a week or two ago on social media that they were going to, in fact, re-release the benchmark, and now we're getting a follow-up regarding this information that we've learned. And to read the first paragraph note, it says, "Hello, everyone. This is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. We recently announced an update for the Dawntrail benchmark, and since then we have identified the areas in need of adjustments, as well as the estimated workload and schedule, which I would like to share in this follow-up. After careful examination of the feedback from all regions, we are now working on improvements, adjustments, and bug fixes. We are making these refinements not only in preparation for Dawntrail's release, but also to apply as many of the updates as possible to the benchmark." So, really, first off the bat, before we get into the details, I will say it has been really great as somebody in the Final Fantasy XIV community for almost a decade. It has been really great seeing the level of care and attention that Yoshi P as well as his team have for this game. You know, the benchmark is something that we get for free, and it doesn't make or break the game. It's kind of for our benefit, a lot of it. And so I'm very happy to see that they saw people's feedback, they saw the complaints, they saw that people had legitimate concerns with the benchmark, and they are jumping right on it to try to make amends as quickly as possible, and also to recognize that there are issues and they are willing to change them. So I would love to just kind of like highlight that, because I feel like some people don't see that side of it, and that's something that I definitely see, is that I do really appreciate that they're going to the lengths that they are, especially thinking that it's probably a really big crunch time right now for them. So I really appreciate that. And then going on to the notes that they have here. So the first one is that they are going to review and reconfigure character creation's environmental parameters. So if you've been playing the game for a while, a lot of these character creation parameters have been the same for like the better part of the decade, if not more. This includes lighting, positioning, lighting itself, positioning of the light sources, weather. And now these are going to be reconfigured to match the upcoming first round of graphical updates. So they really want to match the greatness that is supposed to be the graphical update. They want to make the benchmark reflect that work that has been put in. So they are going to be updating this amount of things. And so actually they already did, it looks like. So they said right here, "We completed the bulk of this on Saturday, April 27th, which several of our lead artists are currently reviewing and fine-tuning. Once they're finished, Yoshi P will be able to conduct his final inspections after Friday, May 3rd. And the various revisions of the environmental parameters will be applied not only to the benchmark, but the game itself from Dawntrail onwards as well." So that is really great thing to see. The first thing I hear from that in my mind is like getting the hair. Like anytime you change your hair, you kind of get that same environmental changes in the game. Or like if you're doing a Fantasia or something of that nature, you have like certain amount of areas that you can go to and certain amount of like weather and lighting that you can see that's kind of like prefixed in the game. So to me, this kind of reads that those will be updated as well, given the updates that they're making to the benchmark. So I think that is honestly a really great change and addition that we're going to get. I think that's a really good quality of life one, especially when you're paying for a Fantasia. You want to make sure that your character is looking exactly how you want it. So I am excited to see that come into the game. The next note that Yoshi P wanted to mention was addressing feedback and issues related to certain data and processes. So it reads right here, we compiled a list of feedback from all regions and categorized the points as bugs, data issues, or sections in need of further attention. We then decided a direction for each point, which our character artists and rendering programmers are now correcting and adjusting accordingly. Concurrently, several of our lead artists are reviewing and fine-tuning the finished data. The development team's tasks are scheduled to be completed on Wednesday, May 15th, and my final data review will take place on Thursday, May 16th, where I will be thoroughly communicating anything that catches my attention on the spot for immediate correction. Given the immense amount of data in need of review, the QA team's final inspection will require about another 5 business days after the development team has finished their part. So that by itself is a lot. I am very impressed with how transparent they're being with the community. I feel like they're giving a level of transparency about dates and steps in the matter. Like, I feel like they don't even need to give these answers. However, I really appreciate the amount and level of transparency they're giving us. It makes me as a player kind of feel like they care and they really want us to know that they are taking it seriously and they have a game plan. So it is really good to see that they're taking all this information from the players and really putting that into their plan and having concrete dates on everything. And then the last big section right here of information is expected release timing for the updated Dawntrail benchmark. And it says the tasks outlined in points 1 and 2 are already underway, but because we're handling a significant amount of data to address as much of your feedback as possible, we will require some time before the updated benchmark is ready for release. So the replacement benchmark is currently scheduled for May 23rd or later during that week, but we are not able to confirm a definite date. My apologies on this. Having said that, our players graciously provided a tremendous amount of feedback with screenshots, which helped us quickly determine our direction for fixes and adjustments, as well as to identify points to address. We hope to return this favor by addressing as many points as possible, and I would appreciate if you could bear with us a while longer as we solidify a release date for the updated benchmark. So that's the last kind of big piece of information there. So May 23rd, we are hoping to get this new updated benchmark. That is Thursday. So at the time of this recording and the announcement on the Lodestone, it's May 2nd. So May 23rd is 3 weeks away. And hopefully we will get an updated benchmark within that time. Again, I think it is super cool that they're being as transparent as possible and that they are being gracious with the information and the criticism that they're getting from the community and turning that into ways to improve themselves rather than just kind of letting it fall on deaf ears. I really do appreciate that. And then just to follow out this note, Yoshi P just writes, our reviews and finishing touches for the release version of Dawntrail are going smoothly, and while they are being carried out in tandem with additional tasks for the graphical update mentioned above, rest assured that our development, operations, and QA teams and I are collectively giving our all. And then in parentheses, ideally, I would have liked to share some screenshots of the review process, but as you can imagine, I was unfortunately short on time. I will be sure to report back once we can confirm further details about our progress and release date for the updated benchmark. Signed, Naoki Yoshida, Final Fantasy XIV producer and director. So a long update this time. However, again, I am very happy hearing this, reading this. I do think that the benchmark has room for improvement. The majority of the community agreed. Some people, I think, got a little too heated about it, but I am glad regardless that the producer, Yoshi P and the team, they are not letting it fall on deaf ears. It sounds like they are really trying to work to fix as many issues as feasibly possible and still while keeping Dawntrail at its intended release date. So I think that is a fantastic addition. I think if you are somebody who likes especially looking at your character, probably more for your character rather than the actual testing of your hardware part of the benchmark, I would say definitely make sure you keep an eye out on the Lodestone and on Final Fantasy XIV's social media pages so that you can download that updated benchmark closer to the 23rd or around May 23rd. And if you are interested in more updates like this, more Final Fantasy XIV news, please hit subscribe on YouTube. I can be found everywhere at Pyra_Sedania, and I do everything from informational videos like this. I do endgame rating in Final Fantasy, and I stream almost every single day. We have fun, we have shenanigans and fun, so come hang out, join the Discord, join the socials. Everything will be in the information below, and we will see you in game. Bye.